What's up, guys? It's been a while, but back again doing some tank reviews. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about the Ram 2 tank, the Tier 5 American Premium Medium tank, as you guys can see up there. So we're going to go ahead and go over the stats. We got some stats right here to talk about. So that's its DPM with I think it's the 100% crew and all that type of stuff. 38 top speed. Accuracy's not too good on that gun. But let's go ahead and go on to the 3D model here, where we're going to talk about the armor, and then I'm going to go ahead and go on to the gun and stuff. So as far as the armor, back to the stats here, the whole armor is 76.2 in the front. You got 63 on the side, so that's actually not bad at all for a medium tank at Tier 5, so that's pretty good. 63 right there on the side though. 38 on the rear, obviously that's not that good, but that's the rear. Turret armor, 76.2, same as the whole armor in the front. And also on the side you have 76.2, so very healthy turret armor there, as most American tanks usually have at these higher tiers. Once it gets to Tier 5 and higher, most American tanks you know, have some good armor, especially the heavy tanks, but also the medium tanks, obviously, as you can see here. 51 millimeters of armor on the turret armor, I mean on the rear of the turret armor, so that's obviously not too good, but that's, like I said, it's always like the rear, that's always pretty bad. So back to that 3D model. So we can't just go based on those stats, right? I don't know if you guys been playing obviously the game, and obviously you guys been playing, if you guys are watching this video, you see that, you know, they, instead of showing kind of like the whole armor, they still show like the whole armor and all that stuff, but now they market it as survivability or something like that. So it's kind of different with that, but I wouldn't go by that. I would go by the effect of, I mean, by the stats of the armor, like this stuff right here, the whole armor and the turret armor. Or like in this website right here, as you can see, I'm looking at the actual tank and its collision model. And let me move this a little bit. There we go. You guys can see that now. Perfect, right? You guys see all these on the bar, all the bars here on the side. So this front plate right here is the front of the tank. I'm gonna have like a little angle to it. That's a little good angle. And as you can see, it's 76.2 in the front. This orange piece of armor right here, and at this angle, you see right there how we got effective armor. That's pretty much effectively how much it is. So it's about, to go ahead and just say the average is about 105 millimeters of armor right here in this front. But look at it, you have some troll spots right here where it says result bounce. That's at an extreme angle. I mean, look at that. Look at the effective armor right there. It goes from 107. You go up a little higher. If you shoot a little too high, 156. And look at that. It jumps up by a lot right there. And look at it. If you go even to a crazier angle, you get this ricochet, automatic ricochet right here. So it depends on the angle, guys. But as you can see, the armor effectively looks to be about 105 millimeters on average. And let's just say this is like at this angle. Yeah. You guys can see the armor right there. But now we go on to this lower plate area, which is obviously a weak spot. As you can see, the armor is a lot weaker. You got 51 millimeters. You guys can see right there, impacted armor, and the effective armor is more about like 55. But it jumps up a little bit here also. You guys can see the angle right here just jump up. Look at that. It goes from like 50 something to 98, almost 100 millimeters. So depending on your angle, you could obviously make this a lot better. You don't want to over angle, because look at this. You got this side right here. So you don't want to over angle. You want to just have a healthy angle, just something like this, so they can't pen your side, and your front is at a reasonable angle where you'll be able to bounce some shots, right? But yeah, so the lower plate obviously is the weak spot here. Well, one of the weak spots. The other weak spot would be this one right here. Let's go ahead and look at the visual model. There we go. Obviously this little R2D2 type of turret, kind of like how the KB5 has that weak spot. Look at this thing, has a weak spot right here. I mean, the armor, it could be a little bit trollish, but as you can see, the armor is 63 millimeters. It could jump up from 63 to 80, maybe even 80, 87 right there. But more than likely, you're gonna be able to pen that though. If you're a Tier 5, you aim here, you're gonna pen. If you aim around here in this little weak spot, you can see it's a little trollish too sometimes. But you know, overall, this is probably the main weak spot, guys. This little machine gun that you guys can see right there, is a little turret machine gun thing right here. So that's what you guys want to shoot for the weak spots in this tank. And also, like I said, the lower plate, just make sure you shoot right here in the lower plate. Don't get too crazy with the angling areas, because then you will probably bounce. So this tank actually does have some very good armor, guys. Very effective armor. It's a tier 5 medium, not a heavy tank, tier 5 medium, and it's very well armored for the tier. Now let's go ahead and go back, not to the stats, go ahead and go back to that collision model here. So now we got the turret, and as you can see, the turret here also the same amount, 76.2, but it has this little mantlet area right here around the mantlet or whatever, around the gun. This little kind of like a ring type of thing to it. As you can see, it's very strong. The impacted armor is at 114.2, but as you can see, the effective armor is a lot higher, so I would not suggest shooting the tank at all in that area. I'm gonna go ahead and move the turret here a little bit. There we go. So here's the front of the turret. As you can see, it's about 76 millimeters. I mean, it's not, as you can see, there's not much sloping going on there, right? But if you shoot too far, look at that, too far to the left or too far to the right, the armor jumps, you know, like significantly. Look at that, 300 something goes to 80. Like you see that? So what you want to do is just stay away from the angled spots. Let's go ahead and go back to the visual model. So as you can see, you can tell when you're shooting an angled area, right, or an angled spot. So you guys do not want to shoot, obviously, a really angled turret. Just keep it like that. There we go. So look at if you shoot this angled area, look how the armor just really raises up. So you want to hit the flat spots, guys. If you guys are shooting the turret, hit the flat spots. You also have this little kind of cupola. Let's go back to the collision model here. And as you can see, the cupola is 51 millimeters, so not too strong, but it's very fucking tiny. But if you can, try to shoot it. But to be honest, guys, I would shoot either the turret cheeks here, the weak flat turret cheeks, or this R2D2 type of weak spot. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the weak spots here on the tank. Obviously, the side armor is not going to be too good. It is an American tank, but it is decent at 63 millimeters. You might even be able to side scrape a little bit, depending on if you could side scrape pretty good or not. I mean, it just depends, you know. If you could side scrape pretty good, you might be able to pull off some bounces there. So overall, guys, the armor is really good. So I'd have to give the armor rating here for the tier. I'd have to give it like, go ahead and give it like a 9 out of 10 for the tier, guys. For a medium tank, for a medium tank, I think this is one of the most well armored medium tanks here. I mean, there's a shit ton of tanks to go over here, so I mean, I don't know if I really want to get into all that, but it's pretty fucking well armored. So let's just go ahead and go with that. So that's gonna be it, guys, for the armor portion of the review. We got the weaponry and all this stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to the actual garage and the in-game, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Alright, guys, so I'm back here in the garage now. So let's go ahead and go over the gun and all these specs now. As you can see, they really simplified the specs now. As you can see, they got this thing now where it shows, you know, I guess like the main features of the tank. We got firepower. As you guys can see there, the effectiveness of destroying enemy vehicles. You got the survivability, which obviously would include like the armor and all that stuff, the mobility, concealment, and then spotting. So let's go ahead and go on to firepower here. Let's see. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. There we go. Anyways, so firepower, right? So this is our gun. It's the 75. Well, it does 75 damage. That's not a 50. It's not a 75 millimeter. It's a 57 millimeter gun, as you guys can see there in the caliber. Very high rate of fire gun. Very decent pen, 105 penetration, and with APCR ammo, you get 170 penetration, which is excellent. And that's going to be healthy enough to be able to pen those tier 7 tanks, which this tank can meet. 75 damage. Accuracy is obviously not too good, 0.43. All you got to do is just make sure you try to aim as long as you can, and the aim time is also not too good at 2.3, because this gun pretty much, it reloads faster than you can fully aim. So that really does, you know, obviously fuck shit up. Like you can never have a perfect aim unless you wait longer. Like, you know, to get the highest DPM, you're gonna have to just keep shooting pretty much. Like try to aim your, you know, let the circle close, but it's always never gonna fully close because your aim time is just not good enough, and your reload time is just too quick. But if you look at my stats here on the right, here is my stats, and you can see the reload time on my tank is 1.93. That's very good, and my aim time is 1.95. So as you can see, I actually am able to pretty much hit almost 100% of the time right there. Like, my accuracy is very good because, I mean, my aim time is really good here because obviously I have the enhanced gun lane drive, the ventilation, and soon I'll have the brothers in arms to obviously just keep improving the tank and whatnot. But if you don't have enhanced gun lane drive and all that type of stuff, then you'll notice that sometimes you're gonna shoot too quick. Pretty much when you reload it, you're gonna reload too fast, you're gonna shoot, and it might go over the tank you're trying to shoot or something like that. So you just gotta be wary of that. Turret traverse speed is very good. Look at that, it's at 40. So turret turns pretty quick. Like we were talking about earlier, here's all the pin and all this. The damage, rate of fire is obviously a very good, excellent rate of fire. Yeah. So overall, the gun, I would say it's a decent gun, guys. If I would give a rating to the gun, it would have to be like, let's just say like an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good gun. If you guys have played the Churchill 3, this tank is kind of similar, except obviously it's not as well armored, but it makes up for the armor with its speed, because this tank's a lot faster than the Churchill 3. So both those tanks got a similar weapon in this 57mm. So very comparable tanks there a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about the survivability though. We got 610 hit points. That's excellent for a medium tank. This tank has very high HP because, well, it's a premium tank, so they pretty much gave it extra HP compared to like a normal tier 5 medium tank. So obviously they had to give a premium tank a little bit more of a perk, so they gave it more HP, which isn't a too huge of an advantage, but it's still obviously a boost for the tank. So good HP here. Here's the whole armor and the turret armor, which we already talked about. Mobility, engine power, and all this type of stuff. Good ratio there for the specific power and all that stuff. Top speed is 38 right there, as you guys can see there. 38 top speed. That's not, not too good, but I mean, it's nimble. This tank's not gonna go like 50 something or whatever, but it's nimble, it moves quick, it accelerates very decently, and it turns very good, as you guys can see there by that traverse speed right there. So excellent traverse speed and very good acceleration. To me, this tank is kind of like a medium heavy type of tank, because its armor, as we talked about, is very good. Look at that. That's good armor ratings there for a tier 5 medium. That's really good armor ratings, and especially how we got this sloping going on in the front. So it's kind of like a medium heavy tank. Let's just go ahead and go with that. Concealment, no one really cares too much about that. You're not going to be sniping with this because this gun is not really meant to snipe with. I mean, you might be able to pull some shots from far away every now and then, but it is not a good sniper type of tank, because as you can see in the gun, it lacks accuracy. 0.43, not good accuracy there for sniping. And we got the spotting right here, the view range. No one really cares too much about all that. As far as the perks, this is what I got right here on my tank. Kind of just basic stuff. Snapshot's always a good perk for your gunner. Clutch braking, that's obviously good. Obviously the turn nice and quick. We got the off-road driving. That's going to help a little bit with obviously the mobility of the tank, acceleration and whatnot. So overall, that's pretty much it, guys, for the specs of the tank. What I would recommend for the equipment would be these 3 items. The gun rammer, very essential. You for sure need that. Ventilation, I would say also you for sure need this, but I mean, it depends on your playstyle. Maybe the toolbox could be something else that'd be good with this. Maybe coated optics if you want to really boost that view range, but I don't really care too much about view range here. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on your playstyle. For me, I play very aggressively with this tank. Sometimes like to brawl with it. It could be a very good flanker because it's pretty quick. Not super quick, but quick enough. So that's why I have it kind of as an attacking type of equipment on it, as you guys can see there. I got the gun lane drive, the ventilation, and then I got the rammer, right? So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the specs. This is my loadout right here. I have 80 regular AP rounds, and then I got 12 APCR, which is every now and then when I gotta pin something that's obviously very hard to pin. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys, for this part of the video. Let's go ahead and actually move on to the gameplay now. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got some gameplay here. Here's the matchup. You guys can pause the video right there or whatever. So obviously there's some tier 6 tanks here, so you know, don't got obviously the you know, the top tier type of advantage, but I mean, as you can see, you know, it's only like 4 tier 6 tanks. Anyway, as you can see, I'm moving around. The tank, as you can see, moves pretty quick. It doesn't have a high top speed like I was saying. It's only a 38 top speed going forward. And I mean, as you can see, it still moves pretty decent speed. I mean, look at the speed. Turns quick, very quick turning. You know, good mobility overall on the tank. Just don't expect it to be quick. That's why I kind of call it like a heavy medium, because it also has the armor and whatnot. You guys see right there. Alright, so as you can see right here, I'm just kind of moving around. And this was actually the my first game of the day. So I got my double EXP or whatever. Alright, so there's one guy right here to shoot at, right? Alright, here we go. So it's T14. I shoot too early there. Shoot way too early. There we go. So as you can see, I'm starting to shoot him now. Just penning him. You can see I'm just kind of shooting that ass. Caught him on fire right there. Shot the engine. Getting the critical hits and whatnot. And pretty much it was I didn't get the kill, but you know, it was some easy damage there. 549 damage. You guys can see the speed of the tank here. I mean, very good speed. So I didn't take any damage at all there. It was the easy damage, and you know, of course I'm going to go ahead and take it. Alright, so we got the SU over here. And as you can see, I'm trying to aim for the SU. So you can see, as soon as I look at that, as soon as I reload, I'm shooting because I'm just trying to get that damage in. There we go. You see that? That's what I was saying about the accuracy of the gun and the aim time of the gun. Luckily for me, I got my ventilation and all this other stuff, so it's almost about the same. So whenever I reload, I'm pretty much already fully aimed, so that's good stuff right there. So obviously you guys can see the speed here, not too quick, but I mean, good mobility, good turning. So right here, I'm just trying to get some shots in. I see the arty, just getting some quick shots in. As you can see, just you know what I'm saying. I'm just shooting, you know. Just a quick aim and shoot, quick aim and shoot. I'm just dumping on them. Just getting that damage off. That's pretty much what I like to do in the game, guys. Just try to get as much damage as I can before I die. So as you can see, you guys look at the map. All those guys are way over there. This is my fixed view right here when I was actually playing. Okay, so we got that VK over there. So as you can see, I'm trying to get that aiming right. Okay, so I just shoot. Another shot in, getting some free easy side shots there. Look at that. So I get that T14. Okay, I bounce off his ass. T14 is very decently armored, especially at that nice angle that he's at. Penned them right there though. Bounce, and yeah, finish him off right there. As you can see, I did bounce a shot or something like that. I think I bounced like 2 shots, but he did pen me 1 time. So obviously, looks like we're pretty much going to win the game already. Yeah, just getting that damage. So I'm shooting this guy up right here. He's dead. I see that VK. See this turret. Shooting at it. You know, I'm just trying to get that damage off. Took out my gun. So as you can see, he's penning right through the turret cheeks. Remember, like we were talking about the armor. The armor's not too good here in the turret. You guys can see that. He just penned through there easily. Didn't have any problem penning me. Yeah, so I think this gameplay here, guys, kind of showcased, you know, the abilities of the tank. Didn't see too much flanking action there, but I mean, you can see the mobility. Good mobility. The gun's nice and quick shooting, rapid fire gun. And overall does some good damage per minute, good DPM. That's pretty much it, guys, though, for the game. So that's it for the gameplay. That's gonna be it all right here for the you know, for my little commentary on my gameplay there. But yeah, guys, you guys can see how good the tank is. It's a very good tank. It's obviously premium. I don't think they actually sell the tank anymore, so I mean, I don't know how you guys could get it or whatever, but you know, it's a really good tank. And if it's ever, if they ever are selling it, I suggest picking it up if it's cheap or on sale or something like that. You know how they do those sales. I suggest picking it up, especially if you like American medium tanks. This could be a good, you know, good trainer because it's a premium tank, and obviously you can make some money with it too. But yeah, guys, overall it's a really good tank, nice and fun tank, good armor, good speed. It's a good gun, and overall just, you know, pretty fun to play. So yeah, not much else to say, guys. Good review here on the tank. Really like it. And yeah, not much else to say, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more World of Tank reviews on obviously some tanks. So you guys go ahead and leave a comment below on what kind of tank you want me to review. I got a shit ton of tanks, and if I don't have it, you know, I'll buy it, and you know, I'll play it for a bit, and maybe I'll do a review on it. So let me know, guys. That's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.